We are going live.
Have you seen the Bill O'Reilly thing?
Bill O'Reilly thing?
Yeah.
Make sure the volume's on. I think we're on the air. Yeah.
Hi, it's Tech Thursday. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Nicole. Don't mind me as I settle in here.
Yeah, we still have to figure out that like first 10 seconds of buffer time. So
Yeah, totally. We'll have to get I was thinking we should get a selfie stick. Like it might be handy. Like we could reach stuff. We could take stupid pictures.
The selfie stick with an arm at the end, so it looks like you're not alone.
Yeah, I did see that. I was looking at them online. I was like, maybe we could just have one. Anyway, so maybe we'll get a selfie stick so that we can touch things on and also use it to
Or
take
maybe
pictures.
just get one of the like a really long, like one of those little
Grabber things.
things.
Yeah, those are cool. And usually they're on Halloween, right? Like they're.
They probably have them at Devos.
They probably do have them at Devas.
DeVos.
For those of you who are not from our neck of the woods, we live in a tourist town that has lots of like little shops, and one of them is called Devas, Debbahs, and it's like all when you go on vacation and you walk by that store and you're like, oh, there's where all the tourist crap is. That's this place, and you have to love it because it's like.
And I
Yes.
totally go in there like once
Yeah.
a year just to like.
Yeah, I feel like everyone does. Everyone like goes in there and it's like, yeah, I want a hypercolor jacket that changes color.
Or it's like YOLO.
It's the mesh colored yellow shirt or the mesh highlighter yellow shirt was the
And I
best.
think they had like a fringe edition too at one point.
Yeah,
It's a pretty like
it's pretty amazing. Like you walk in and you're like, I didn't know they still made clothes and objects that are like this, but I think every town has one and that's ours. So
yeah.
I'm not saying we don't have other ones, but that one's like the epic one. Like you walk by and there's just so much going on like in the windows and you're just like, whoa.
Window shopping.
Yeah.
Speaking of shopping,
Speaking of shopping, what an excellent segue, Cassie. What are we talking about today besides Devas?
we are going to talk about online shopping carts and different ways that you can sell stuff online.
Yeah. So when's the last time you bought something online, Cassie? Yesterday?
Well, I was actually talking to my brother about trying to figure out what we're going to do for Mother's Day.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's probably going to be an online shopping expedition. Or
Right.
at least an online research.
In the online aspect, because your brother doesn't live around here and it's easy to sort of collaborate if you both can look at stuff together online.
Exactly. So yeah, there's going to be some back and forth. My response, he texted me last night and asked what we should do. It was like, I'm going to look at Pinterest and get back to you. Just to buy myself some time.
Good for you. And I bet that was mockingly productive actually.
I didn't actually look at Pinterest.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was-
it would have been productive if you would.
I haven't had internet connection in my house for a couple days. So.
Oh man, bummer, dude. Yeah, I've heard there was some issues with the connectivity places, but yeah. So I can slightly be. I bought something 45 minutes ago. I bought a banner for the outside of this building. So the sign person has been a little slow getting back to me. I get it. We live in a tourist area. Everybody's opening up, so the signage need is up.
Tomorrow's the big day.
Tomorrow's the day that everyone wants
I
everything.
mean, it's really Memorial Weekend. But
Yeah, I know, but
But
in everyone's mind, things start in May, so they think things should be done by May 1st. So what I've decided to do is just get a temporary banner until the sign can get made, just so that people know where the building is. And so, PS banners, not super expensive. Just bought it like an 8-foot by 3-foot banner for like $61. So I just feel like now that I know that banners are not really expensive, maybe there should just be more of them in life. Maybe I should just like get banners for stuff.
you put banners on things. That would be awesome. I want a banner.
Right. But I think it's so funny because like you work with small business people, they're like, oh, the internet, blah blah blah. But really when you think about it, the internet is like it's convenient, right? So people like you and your brother can shop data online.
Yeah.
And it's also, yeah, like I hate going into a store not necessarily knowing what's there. I like to look around first, and the online version can sometimes let me know before I go into a local store something's gonna be there. So that I can run on my lunch break, go buy whatever, and come back. So I think it's actually really good for businesses, even, it's not all about price necessarily. I'll pay a little more for something, from a well-reviewed seller or from someone I know. So I think the internet at first started off as a way to get cheap stuff, but now I think it's just the way that we get stuff. So
Yeah, it's more about convenience now. Like
Yeah,
I'm thinking
totally.
about like when I was away at school and I wanted to get something for my mom for her birthday or Mother's Day or for my parents or my dad, I guess. I would get stuff locally, but I probably would have done it more if they had more ability with
Right.
the online stuff.
I know there's just some people that like looking around. They like the whole window shopping thing. I'm not a window shopper. Like, I don't want to look at stuff if I can't afford it. I want to just go in, get what I need, and get out. I'm such like a dude about my shopping. If I see something I like, I want one in every color. Like that tank top. I'll get one in all the colors I typically buy tank tops in. Done. That's my style. I don't like to look around and not quite know what I'm gonna get unless it's like, you know, unless I'm not on a particular mission. But normally when you're buying something, you're buying something specific.
Yes. The cool thing about online shopping that I will do not in a physical store is I tend to peruse more in like Hem and Haw, and I feel like I have that luxury because I'm not trying to get around people and stuff.
Yeah, there is.
I'm much more comfortable like when I'm lying on the couch, just like.
And then there's not some young sales girl with big eyes looking at you, hoping you'll buy something. I was
That
photos.
doesn't work on me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like we're the same creature.
We're the same creature.
Like I could be trying to get you to buy this for me because I can't afford it.
No. Yeah, the worst is like mattress shopping because it's usually a bunch of dudes. And so I like went by myself. I've been through this like terrible breakup and I need to buy a bed. And so I'm like trying out mattresses and there's this like middle-aged guy like staring at me, like waiting for me to tell him like where I was gonna spend between $500 and $700. I was like looking to spend on a mattress. Like, and I was like, this is literally like the worst way I can think to pick out a bed. Like in any kind of environment, like someone watching. So yeah, so the online decreases the lurking factor.
Yes.
But yeah, but the good news is it used to be really expensive and almost like cost prohibitive to set up an online shopping cart, but now we've got a lot more options. Some third-party stuff you can sort of plug into and stuff that you can do on your own in terms of having it on your own website. We were doing some research for clients. We thought, hey, let's make a Tech Thursday about this. But I didn't know much about Amazon stores until you were telling me a little bit more about them with the research you were doing.
This is setting me up for.
No. I mean, if you don't remember off the top of your head, that is fine. But I didn't know regular people could like sell stuff on Amazon.
Oh yeah, that's.
I hadn't really thought about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I sold all of my used books for college when I didn't need them anymore. I had an individual seller account.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So like what?
Piece of cake.
Yeah, and they do all the credit card processing for you. They do like protection stuff for you.
Yep.
And so like if you sold a book for like $50, how much of that would end up in your pocket?
Honestly, I was a college kid that didn't pay that much attention to stuff.
Fair enough.
Money is not something that I'm really good at, so other people probably would have. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, it probably was.
I know that I was making money that I otherwise would not have, so.
I had this math book, and I remember like because we didn't have such technology, so it's nice to have Cassie and I in this talk because she's much more. So I had to go to the stupid book buyback thing. Like there was a guy who set up like a card table and was like buying back books. I brought back a book. You know how much you wanted to give me? You wanted to give me $1 for my math book.
I did that for one semester and I left in tears. I was like, this is horrible. It was one of the worst college experiences for me.
I had
because I had a lot of terrible college experiences.
this guy was like,
That was fun.
and what was funny is this guy was trying to get me to make this deal. He's like, it's worth $1. I'm like, sorry, I'm not interested. He's like, well, what else are you gonna do with it? I'm like, well, I think it's worth more than $1. I was like, what can I buy with $1? He's like, well, you could buy a soda. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me to sell you my math book so I can buy a soda? Like that doesn't, anyway, we had this whole conversation and I was like, so I just kept all my college books until last year when I got rid of all for free probably because I was too lazy to sell them. And they were too old to be worth anything because they were all science books and stuff. They weren't like nice and perennial, like a nice history book or a nice other reference book.
The cool thing, Amazon does kind of make it easy for you. So it lets you know if someone's bought your book, you're like, okay, cool. it gives you a little printout thing, so you print out the person's address and stuff. It says put this here on the shipping thing and then stick this thing in the inside cover of the book. We don't care how you package it.
Yeah.
Get it to them. And then they absorb some of the shipping costs for you.
Nice.
You obviously pay it with the post office, so.
Right, I mean, you do have to bring it in, but yeah, I mean.
So besides, I mean, the annoying thing about individual selling, because sometimes it would be, I'd get like 3 a week, sometimes I'd get like 1 in the span of a month. So I never knew how much I actually had to like go to the post office, so that was
Yeah,
annoying, because you can't just like wait and sit on it, it's their book.
right, yeah. Yeah, you have to have some kind of fulfillment schedule, and as a college student, you probably were starting an online fulfillment business.
If it wasn't during the summer, I shut it down during school once, because
Oh, good for you.
there was no way. Well, I didn't have a car or anything, so I couldn't get to a post office.
Yeah, the post office was kind of far, I remember that.
2 new books from me in the summer, but
Yeah,
it was a nice way to make a couple extra bucks during the school year, or during the summer. For
Right.
books that I would have only got. And the worst thing too, with especially taking English classes, I had all of the books that they wanted to buy back were mainly novels. And they wanted like 50 cents for them. I remember one of them, I got a book bought for 68 cents from the book buyback thing. I was like, Wuthering Heights, are you kidding? Yeah, Charlotte would have been like rolling over her back. Although I don't know, I guess inflation, 68 cents might have been like
$1.13.
like a drink done. The ultimate coin.
I don't think, yeah, 68 cents in 200 or 150-ish years ago. Yeah,
As a woman.
as a woman, it's true. Yeah, our foremothers would be proud of us making money, with our newfound opportunity, but,
So yeah, if you're just selling a book every now and then, having an individual account is pretty simple.
yeah, it's like a 99-cent-ish listing fee, and then they take a percentage of processing, I'm sure, and shipping.
Yeah. And if you have like, if you're a legitimate huge store, you can have, I think it's like, it's $40 a month.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fine print that you kind of have to wade through in terms of what cut they take. Because if it's a media item, it's a different amount. If it's over $10 in a media item, if it's just over $10, it's this whole thing. So you kind of have to.
Yeah, I saw stuff that was under $10 was like 5% or something, and then stuff over $10 was like
But then you get
2.9%.
into,
Yeah, then it gets more
It's like
specific.
food media, like perishables and.
Yeah. So if you're selling more than 40 items a month, it is worth getting the power seller or the whatever. That's eBay thing. Freudian slip, but it's worth getting a professional account. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was interesting too, because the other thing a lot of people, now of course you probably can make more money selling that book on Craigslist, but you'd have to interact with all these people. Oh, I tried to sell something on Craigslist once. So this is what happens. You put something on Craigslist, and it's kind of like putting something, I guess, on a Facebook group or something to sell. It's a lot of people are asking you questions, and it's a lot of like back and forth until you finally make that $10 in this way that you think, okay, if someone's on Amazon, they want to buy this book, they found this book, they're buying it from you. That just cut out about, hours and hours of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that time I tried to give away that cactus. I always think about that. I tried to give away a free cactus, and it was like, it took literally 6 hours of my life to give away this stupid cactus. And I was like, and it was free. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never going through that effort again unless I make substantial money. It's worth me losing 5 or 10% for Amazon to deal with all the, well, I gotta ask my husband. Oh, sorry, my husband said no. Move on to the next person. So there's something to be said for sort of something interfacing with those people for you, even if it does take a percentage. So Amazon is one option, and there's some options within that. Another option is eBay. And you've used eBay, right? No, okay.
Never got
All right. Well, I've gone on eBay. So the last thing I bought on eBay was 3 years ago. I bought a pair of Lucky jeans for $20. My mom inherited some Hummels, which are these like figurine things from her mother. And so she like went online and was like, oh, some of these are like worth some money. That's pretty cool. So you can, to me, if you're like looking for like a specific kind of object, it's a great place, like a collectible or something like that. But the bummer is that you have to either use PayPal or I think I saw something called ProPay, and I was like, I've never even heard of that. But and then the other thing is like if you were selling stuff, you could process payments, I think, on your own website. I believe that is now true. But like I said, it's been like 3 years because I don't know, eBay, it's just like a different kind of thing. When I was thinking of building my niece a dollhouse, I was like looking around at like dollhouse and dollhouse furniture on there. I feel like it's for a specific kind of thing, it's fine, but yeah, it's a little bit, I mean, the interface is really different. Like Amazon, it's like pretty slick and pretty modern, and you know, you think about buying things like electronics or groceries or whatever. And on eBay, you're thinking, like I said, kind of very specific kinds of items. And instead of sort of the item maybe being important, the vendor is really important. I can't think of, I got an email yesterday, it was like, oh, hey, can you please rate your train? I bought something on Amazon apparently from this company, and I never, like, can you rate your trains up? And they had to remind me what I bought. It's like, oh, you bought this coffee maker, you know, can you tell us how our thing? And I was like, oh, I never even looked at the name of them, of the person I was buying
I
from.
never do when I get those review things. I'm so bad at that. Oh well, it got here and I'm using it.
Do you write them?
No.
I don't either.
They feel bad. I probably should.
Yeah,
I
I
just
feel bad
feel
too, but I think that just a lot of people like don't care about the reviews on Amazon. Whereas on eBay, I definitely, when I see the seller, I always click on them and I check them out and make sure that, you know, they've sent items on time and stuff. So I think in certain markets, like you can do really well on eBay, but the whole, the interface is definitely different and the audience is different. So depending on what you're selling, you know, Amazon versus eBay, you know, it might be good to run a little experiment and see what your product is better on.
Mm.
But they all have inventory control and protection, customer, you know, like you know, if someone doesn't get there or whatever.
Oh yeah, eBay's better about that.
Yeah, than Amazon.
I don't know anything about Amazon.
I
just heard eBay's good at that.
Yeah, but like when you were selling your books on Amazon, were they like, oh, Cassie, are you doing okay? Do you need help with anything? Or did they just, yeah, they just did not. I feel like Amazon really wants a good customer experience, and eBay is sort of looking at like, you know, the vendor potentially experience. I'm not saying eBay doesn't care about the customer experience or that Amazon doesn't care about the vendor experience, but I just feel like as a company, Amazon really cares about like their, you know, customer offering and getting things there to you as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're even expanding into services, which is kind of interesting. But eBay, yeah, you know, a lot of us back in the day. I mean, I have a PayPal account. Basically, I use my PayPal account to buy cheap Lucky Jeans on eBay, and occasionally use software from a developer because all the developer people just use PayPal because people are buying from them internationally, and PayPal has pretty good international protection, I think. So, you know, like when I buy like extensions and stuff, it's always PayPal. And my PayPal account is linked to my the bank account, so it just automatically takes it out. So, but I do know that sometimes PayPal, when British Phil was hiking the AT and had to send me money, he like always did it through PayPal because there's the protection and it does the whole currency conversion with the day's rate and like, but it can take it, but PayPal can do things like hold your money and sometimes it takes a bit to release. You know, it can take like 4 or 5 or 10 business days and something. Like I remember Phil was getting a little squirrely about like sending money and having not it like didn't hit my bank account for like about 4 days longer than he thought it was going to take. So yeah, which is, you know, could be a problem if you want a speed thing. But I do know that they do lots with international exchange rates and things like that. So so I guess if you were selling things internationally a lot, maybe looking at PayPal/eBay might not be a terrible idea, certainly. And then there's having it on your own website.
Yeah.
That's your third potential option. Of course, you have the most control over that. You can make it look however you want. You can have it. We can have the features you want. You're a complete control freak having your own online store is where it's at.
Yeah. And there are certainly different options for doing that. We tend to use WooCommerce.
Yeah, we love WooCommerce. I mean, honestly, when it first came out, like, it was a little wonky. I mean, it did the job, but they've really improved it the last couple of years. It has some nice extensions. It works with a lot of payment gateways. I know, like, usually at the WordCamps we go to, there's usually a presentation of how to set up WooCommerce in 15 minutes. Like, and the guy and he does it really fast, right? Because he knows what he's doing. But the point is that, you know, theoretically, you could set up an online store relatively quickly if you knew what you wanted.
Yes. Yeah, that's the key, knowing what you want.
Yeah, because honestly, doing things like getting, you know, the item title, the item description, the cost, figuring out shipping, like, if you know all that stuff, like, setting up the cart becomes secondary, but it's getting that information that's.
Yeah, it just becomes a data entry thing.
Yeah.
So like.
Right, and some of it's like, oh, people are like, oh, how much should I charge for shipping? And I'm like, I don't know what your profit margin is on these products. Like, I don't know how much it costs to ship them normally. Like,
I'm really good at just being like, give me a number to type in. And
what I tell people to do is you can integrate, like, if you want to, like, weigh all your products, and then you can integrate, like, USPS shipping, you know, into your, or whatever, or UPS shipping. I think that's a little trickier, but that way what it'll do is, like, I mean, we know how much it costs to mail something per ounce or whatever, and it'll take your products that people put together, and it'll calculate in their location, it'll calculate how much it costs to ship it. Or you could, what a lot of people just do is just flat rates, you know, or free shipping over X amount. Definitely recommend that, because honestly, most people will buy stuff to get free shipping. Actually, just in buying the banner, they were like, you need $11.61 more cents to get free shipping. And I was like, so I ended up buying a parking sign to delineate our parking area. So I was like, fine, I was gonna buy this parking sign at some point. I'll buy it now to get the free shipping. So instead of spending $10 on shipping for the banner, I spent $27 on the parking sign. Nice. Nice move, online shopping cart.
You win.
You tricked me.
And if you want to have something simple, like just a way for people to buy something on your website, but you don't want to set up a store, you can do like a contract form that accepts payment. Like if you just have gift cards or stuff like that.
Yeah, because the thing with a cart is it's like there's I mean, think about the cart that you look at, right? Every item has a couple of pictures with it. It has like, if you like this item, you might like these other items. It has reviews.
It has also looked at this.
Yeah, exactly. So like there's all this extra stuff that comes with the cart. Sometimes what people really want is they're like, I want a way to take payments online for people to buy my self-published book, my gift card, my whatever, you know. And that's where just a secure form that takes payment is a lot less ridiculous to set up than a whole cart. So
yeah,
that's a really good point. And then there's like integrations, for example, with you know, if you wanted somewhere in between, or you wanted some, like you can, for example, you want to let people pay with PayPal, you know, you want to take credit card but also offer PayPal. Oftentimes you can do that. Or, you know, there's that integration with Amazon Payments, or I forget what that was called, but
payment with Amazon.
Payment with Amazon.
Yeah. Same idea. It just fills in. I don't really know how. Like,
well, it's just like
email address or what happens, but they pull in your Amazon customer information, and then they don't have to type anything out on your website. It just pulls it in their credit card and shipping info. And
yeah, it just saves you some heavy. It's kind of like when you go on a website, it's like, do you want to log in with your Facebook account? Rather than create a whole separate account for this website, you just be like, yeah, use my information. And then it just pulls it in. And it just makes it convenient, because who likes filling out forms? I guess besides.
Yes. Like for online shopping, I always just do the guest ones. I'm never going to remember the login information because I do this once.
Oh, and see, I usually create a login because I forget, and I'm like, oh, I just want to remember like when I ordered. Like I want to be able to log in and be like, oh, I ordered from here 3 years ago. I ordered 5,000 rack cards.
See, I never remember what my login info is, so then I end up like with 3 different accounts, and it's just really annoying. So
I did that with Basecamp. I couldn't figure out, one of our clients uses Basecamp, and I could not. It's basically like a Asana. It's like a project management system. I kept trying to log in, and I was like, what the heck? And it turns out I have 3 different accounts. with the same email address. I'm like, why did it let me set up 3 different accounts? I don't understand.
usually doesn't.
That's I was genuinely confused, and finally I looked at it, I was like, oh, it kept resetting my password. So it reset it for N Willette, it reset it for Breaking Even, and then it reset it for Nicole Willette. So I have 3 different accounts on Basecamp. Ridiculous. But anyway. I don't even remember which one I ended up using. I probably should have noted that, but yeah. So I mean, the advantage, of course, to going with a bigger name is that you're getting that traffic that's already going to that website. The advantage of doing it on your own website is that you can collect the information you want from people so that you can market to them later. Like, for example, Amazon, since it handles everything, you don't ever see the email address or whatever the person who ordered the thing. Amazon holds on to that. So if you ever want to email all your customers, you can't really do that with your Amazon cart. So, but clearly it costs more to set it up yourself because you're doing more custom stuff. Yeah, so there's no right answer really. I won't talk about Etsy at all because I don't know. I feel like it's like going on there's been so much controversy with it, with like Urban Outfitters ripping off like some artist's work that was clearly on Etsy before, So like they do a painting and then suddenly Urban Outfitters has stolen the design and put it on a t-shirt or whatever. Or also there's just a lot of like made in China, like typically mass produced, I was looking for a cell phone case on Etsy when I first got my new phone because I thought I want something pretty. I just used what came with my phone insurance the last time, and I thought, no, I deserve to be pretty. So I was like looking around, and it was all like these huge companies, and I started like just searching them online, and they had these huge, like, they clearly weren't handmade or vintage. No such thing as a vintage cell phone cover. Well, not yet. There will be. A few more years.
When my children were age.
Exactly. But yeah, so I won't mention Etsy.
In my order box.
But I have sold stuff. I've sold stuff and I bought things on Etsy before, and it's like it's the same idea. You pay a listing fee. They take a percentage. There's a little bit more of a social networking component because you can follow a store and you can like things in other people's stores without buying them. So, but like I said, I think it's kind of on its way out, to be completely honest with you. So, nah.
I've never bought anything on Etsy.
I actually got our wedding invitation template on Etsy most recently. It's my most recent purchase. That was like a year ago. But it was great. Yeah, the woman, she's like a graphic designer. I liked her stuff. I didn't want to like go back and forth and have this huge discussion. I just wanted a wedding invitation that my husband and I could agree on. And after 3 hours of looking at them on Pinterest, we found one that we both liked, and it was this layout. So I was like, great. And so I just ordered it. She put our names and the date and all that in it via Photoshop, and then she sent me the file so I could print it, and that was it.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, and she was lovely to deal with and really responsive, and yeah, like the O of my last name looked really weird in one of the fonts, so she changed it. So it looked kind of like a Q, which everyone thinks my last name even the Q. Quillette, because it's OU, but QU sounds a little bit more logical, which I get. But we're French people, we like vowels. It's our way. I don't know. Is there anything else about cards?
I think that covers it.
Yeah. So you have options. Think about them. Try some out. Try to have a variety of products too. If you just have one thing to sell, well, if someone looks at it and they're not interested, well, but give them some other things to look at. Maybe at slightly different price points. And yeah, and if you try out any of these suggestions, or if you have any opinions about cards, let us know what you think. Leave a comment on this video or send us an email. And if you have any other topics you want us to talk about, let us know that too. We're open. We're cash.
Really, because we abbreviate things like cash.
That was perfect. And,
We'll see you next week.
all right, see you next week. Bye.